We're built differently a little bit. What they feature is probably a little different than what we feature.
I think it all starts with their defensive line and the way they play up front. They eat up a ton of blocks up front. They're really aggressive.
A great contrast of styles.
Styles will be different, but at the end of the day, this game's going to be about will.
We're right smack dab in the middle of duck season. Rev it up, bring the duck, and bring the rest of the ducks behind you. Look at the wheels. Touchdown.
Elite speed. The track people here at Oregon will love the baton handoff on this one.
Harvest season in the cornfields of Iowa. The Hawkeye fans hoping they've got something special this year.
Touchdown, Iowa.
He's going to take it. Touchdown, Iowa.
What Iowa does is they want you to play in the deep water, and just like a boa constrictor, they strangle you.
You want a game in the Big Ten in November in the Midwest where the weather could have a bearing on the outcome. The Hawkeyes have been flying high the last month, but the Ducks are built for water. And the Home Depot Big Ten on CBS brings us to Kinnick Stadium, Iowa City, a top 20 matchup. It's the number 9 Ducks of Oregon against the 20th ranked Hawkeyes of Iowa. If you take a look at the Big Ten standings, there's how it looks. Indiana survived a scare moments ago in Happy Valley. They're on top of the heap at 7-0. Oregon and Iowa just a game back of those leaders. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler with Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell, and Gene Steratore. Take a look at the standings, partner. That says it all. Whoever wins this game is got a nice path, maybe, to the playoff.
Well, at least there is a path to win this game. But both coaching staffs know when you build a Big Ten team, you got to be ready for weather like this. They both think they are.
You know, Oregon had a week off last week. You'd think they'd get healthy. The opposite happened.
I know. So that means that their quarterback is going to have to understand that 2 playmakers and a right tackle will not play in the football game, and he has to be ready not to do too much.
Dante Moore, the pressure will be on him. On the other side, Iowa, contrasting quarterback styles, but they got a winner at their quarterback.
I think they do. The biggest change in Iowa this year is Mark Gronowski, the way he can add one more weapon to this Iowa offense.
Well, we talked about the weather. It was beautiful Thursday. It was beautiful yesterday. It's not beautiful today. It is wet. It's a little windy, and it's November in Iowa. The Hawkeyes 17-3 in Kinnick Stadium in the last 10 years. Atticus Sappington to kick. They'll try to keep it out of Caden Weegen's hands, but they can't. Weegen from a yard deep. He's already taken one coast to coast this year. He gets out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line as we check in with Jenny Dell.
Well, take a look at this weather. I mean, this is just beautiful down here in Iowa City. This is football weather. Both coaches telling me no excuses when it comes to this game. Dan Lanning said the focus is on ball security. He said, yeah, we're going to try and throw it, but they have to be high percentage passes. Now, Kirk Ferrenz laughed. He said, I wish it was actually snowing. Me too, Coach. He told me today is all about concentration. Guys, it is cold. It is wet. This is going to be a physical game. Really shaping up to be an old school slugfest here at Kinnick.
Well, Jenny, we tell you to stay warm and stay dry, but we're way past that right now. Iowa comes out. Kamari Moulton, the tailback, with Mark Gronowski at the controls and the shotgun. And it's Moulton about a yard, and that's it. Mark Gronowski, the winningest quarterback in college football. 55 career wins. Does more with his legs than his arm. With 11 touchdowns rushing already this season.
But his legs, though, for this Iowa offense, even if he doesn't do it, Oregon must be aware of it, and that opens up things for the tailback.
The Ducks with a shift on defense, and Gronowski fakes it to Weegen, going to throw it back to him. Little bubble screen, that's not going anywhere either, although he did squeak about 3 yards out of it, and it'll bring up third down. As we take a look at some of the players to watch, this will be an interesting matchup. Logan Jones at center against Amari Washington, the guy they call the freak of the defense of the Ducks. Third down and 6. Iowa about 45% on their third down conversions on the year. And we'll see if Gronowski's going to put it up here for the first time. Almost jump off the right side. They get back in time. 4-man rush. Gronowski rolls, throws, incomplete series.
Well, you can see offensive coordinator Tim Lester's respect for this Oregon pass rush. Rolls his quarterback out, has an open throw here, just misses it. Way too far inside. That was a completable football. Kennedy right there, number 22.
High snap. He got a hold of it and partially blocked, I think. Was off the side and out of bounds around the 49-yard line.
That was taken to a great catch. Maybe the catch of the game for Iowa right here. Let's see if that isn't the best catch of the game as it goes on. And he had to angle it because it could have been blocked. Nice catch.
And the great rush coming around, and he didn't touch it.
No, but he had to avoid it, didn't he?
Yep. Well, this is good field position for Oregon to start things off. Dante Moore with Noah Whittington in the backfield. They'll work it from their own 48-yard line on the first snap. And Moore throws to the outside, incomplete, intended for Jeremiah McClellan. As we take a look at the quarterback, Dante Moore for Oregon. He has really been sensational so far this year.
What I'd be telling him as a quarterback coach is, you got some missing parts, okay? Do not try to do it all yourself. Run the game plan, stay calm, the big plays will come.
4 receivers set for Moore. And he's going to flare it out. Whittington in and out of his hand, almost picked off on the ricochet back there by T.J. Hall.
The first play was an RPO where Moore read it and went to the numbers to the outside. This play was a call all the way. That was a one-man pass route. They figured it was a safe one, but it looks like every throw out here might be tough.
Yep, I think so. And you see Hall going to the deck. One hop before he could get his hands on it. Third down and 10. Moore now trying to be heard by his offense, and they relay from one lineman to the other as he drops to throw on third down. Fires in the seam, incomplete.
Look at that Iowa defense right there. They're in the zone. All eyes are reading the quarterback's eyes, trying to make it a tough throw. Each time, every throw has to be a challenge, and they do it. That was just over the head of Lutmer that time. He dropped the slot receiver, and he was ready for it. That was a dangerous throw.
Through Lutmer's hands, and then Hall on the coverage behind. And it's time to punt for James Ferguson Reynolds, trying to keep it also away from Caden Weegan. And he will, as it goes to the end zone, will bring it out to the 20-yard line. Second offensive possession for the Hawkeyes. They'll work from the 20-yard line.
You know, as bad as the weather is with the rain and kind of a little bit cold, not bad cold, the wind doesn't seem that bad out here. Seems kind of breezy, but not bad.
I don't know about you, but I've got ice in my water bottle. And although I don't mind things on the rocks occasionally,
exactly, that's later.
Water.
That's later.
Here's Gronowski. Got about 5. Jenny?
Yeah, Garrett is spot on with that. It is not windy whatsoever down here. Coming into the game, it said the wind was supposed to be up to 10 miles per hour, but so far, so good down here, guys.
Yep. When I played here, a while ago, they didn't have those 2 end zone stands to block it. It was somewhat of a wind tunnel.
That's right. The extra seating has helped the wind in here a little bit. The pitch to Moulton. Kamari Moulton bangs into his own blockers and gets a first down. It's our first down of the ballgame.
Well, that's the matchup that you really want to watch here. When Iowa plays football, these guys up front, They're the veterans. They're the ones that have to handle that defensive line. Good block up front by the great one, Logan Jones. We saw him a couple of weeks ago. They run off his blocks. The way he combos, the way he starts to play, one of the best in the country.
Logan 2 weeks ago was the first guy to go and lift Floyd of Rosedale the trophy after the trouncing of the Gophers. He said, yeah, I lifted it up, but I gave it away pretty quick. The thing was heavier than I thought it was. First down at the 31. And it's Moulton again. And a good gain again. Got it out across the 35 to the 36.
Ness, you know how we talked about how Gronowski can give an extra weapon, but they also use Weegan to kind of mesmerize that defense with his movement. And watch Gronowski fake the screen afterwards. They're trying to get that Oregon defense to loosen up. For years, when you played Iowa, you just had to zero in on that tailback.
Right.
It's different now.
And Weegan has been a Swiss Army knife, offense, defense, special teams. And they try to find new ways to get him the ball every week for Tim Lester, their offensive coordinator. Second down and 5. Moulton got a nice block.
Nice pursuit.
About 3 yards.
Yeah, that's that type of pursuit that the speed of Oregon's defense, the tacklers they have in the secondary, 2 great hitters, Kennedy and Flowers, 21-22. Those guys make a lot of play. And of course, Thieneman, number 31, one of the best in college football.
Thieneman, who came over in the portal from Purdue after an All-American season his first year and over 100 tackles for the Boilermakers last year, and now one of the leaders of their secondary, number 31 back there.
Yeah, here's where the quarterback becomes a player in this one. 3rd and short.
The Ducks with 6 up front. Gronowski might have surprised them a little by
Absolutely.
throwing.
Kind of a surprising call there. I thought for sure it would be a run fake with the quarterback running the ball. That's a tough throw. When it's 3rd and short and you're throwing the ball at the sticks, the defense is very aggressive. It almost has to be a perfect throw.
From our AT&T pylon cam, it was not a perfect throw. Low, not catchable for Jacob Gill, and that means it's time to punt again.
Aaron Flowers did a good job forcing a perfect throw with his aggressive play.
Reese Dakin, who had to handle the high snap, and this one's worse. This one's going all the way back to the goal line. He's trying to kick it out of bounds, and the flag flies in the end zone.
He tried to snap it with his hand, but he missed it, and then he kicked it. But the safety is probably the best thing that could happen to Iowa on this play.
Yep, it would have been a touchdown if he didn't at least get to it.
Well, he got the last one, but he had no chance on this one.
No. Had to chase it down and then try to get his left foot on it.
He's very lucky he got his left foot on it because he missed it and then 2 swipes at it to get it out.
Jeff Cervinsky is our referee as you see the flag behind him in the end zone.
There's a big discussion here. Maybe Gene could tell us, is there anything we're missing about this call? Gene, are we missing something here? They couldn't bring this back, could they? He bats it at the 1-yard line.
What they're looking at, Gary, now is illegal batting is not a loss of down. You have an illegal bat at the 1-yard line. So they would replay. I think what he's looking at now is potential options. You can see clearly here that there's a bat, that he's taking it into the end zone. Let's see what the referee has to say on it.
Illegal kicking. Kicking team number 9. The results of the play is a safety.
That was what we anticipated when we saw it the first time.
Exactly. I thought perhaps, maybe because he batted it, they would put the ball at the 1 and make them try to take the punt, and then it would be up to Oregon to decide where they wanted the safety or a replay of the down. I'm not sure.
Well, 1 bad snap, 1 that was worse. The Ducks lead by 2. Now, Reese Dakin, the Melbourne, Australian native, is going, I didn't know this if I couldn't kick it. Yeah. I can't catch it.
We didn't know either. But I think right now, for Iowa, he's the leading candidate for MVP of the game. He might have saved 2 touchdowns so far in the game.
Yep. So you can punt or kick off on a free kick. In this case, it's going to be a kick from Drew Stevens. And a 1-hopper to Noah Whittington. Whittington trying to get outside. Special teams won't let him.
I mean, that's as good a situation that Iowa could have lived with right there.
Yeah, let me roll through these. So wide receiver Dierre Moore, he tweaked something earlier this week in practice. I'm told it's a non-contact injury. Right tackle Alex Harkey rolled his ankle in practice. And tight end Kenyon Sadiq, he's been battling something for the last few weeks. We saw him trying to warm up pregame. I'm told he was begging to play in this game, but Coach Lanning and the medical staff, they would not allow it, trying to protect him, guys.
Well, that's his two favorite receivers, Dierre Moore, the freshman, and Kenyon Sadiq, the all-conference tight end. So that's two big missing pieces. So they'll try to run it, and they do well on this one. Noah Whittington got about 8.
Yeah, good formation and good call by offensive coordinator Will Stein, running the counter into the sideline this time, bring the tight end around, and the only player there for Iowa is T.J. Hall, the small corner, to take it on.
Whittington has got the first down. Jordan Davis, 10 rushing touchdowns already on the season. And Xavier Wampa in the secondary, one of the leaders back there for the Iowa defense of Phil Parker.
They get a lot of rain there anyway, don't they? They're probably used to it.
They had two guys basically rush for 100 yards each in that game.
Also interesting, a little tempo, but they managed to change footballs.
Whittington, big collision right at midfield with Xavier Wampa, who I just mentioned.
I really believe that is the big challenge for this Oregon team that Dan Lanning presented to his football team. They were sick and tired of hearing how Indiana out-physical them. Yep. Now they come into this game, and all we hear about all week is how physical Iowa is. I bet he looked right at that offensive line and said, show me something.
They did. On the last couple of snaps, let's see what they do here, and they did it again, and Whittington, the veteran, has a first down.
Yeah, he actually pushed the Iowa defender right by it, and Whittington makes a great cut up front. Watch the push past the line, and then Whittington goes behind the block on the play. Actually, on that play was Norris Wilson, the new player in there for Harkey on the play. A nice play by the substitute at right tackle.
No doubt. Military Appreciation Day here at Kinnick Stadium. 2-0 Oregon as we approach the midway point of the first quarter. From the 42-yard line, this one's Dierre Hill, one of the young backs. You know, they talk about the young backs, and they are a couple of good ones in Jordan Davis and Dierre Hill. But Noah Whittington, the old man, the sixth-year guy, still getting it done, too.
Yeah, watch Llewellyn on this play, Ness. This is the physical football you need up front. Throw him away, and then get up there and make the play.
Play action. Dante Moore loads, fires. What a strike at the 20-yard line to Gary Bryant.
This is why this Oregon team has so many explosive plays. This is only a two-man route, three-man backfield, but everybody stays in the block. Only two people to go to. They get man coverage, and as stated by Mr. Nessler, a perfect throw.
22-yard pickup right on the money and right on the number 2, and he was shaken up on the play.
Well, they don't need that.
No, they're running out of receivers.
Well, if you think about this Oregon team from a year ago, and because Kenyon Sadiq is out, the top 6 receivers from a year ago are not playing in this game today.
Evan Stewart hasn't played all year, and that doesn't help either, and that is not a good look for the Ducks offense. We'll be right back. Quarter, the biggest offensive play of the game so far. Dante Moore to Gary Bryant and getting tackled after a 22-yard gain. And the result, unfortunately, after that catch was this. In a depleted receiving core. And the Ducks are down another guy.
Not surprising to everybody, Oregon is third in the country in explosive plays. You measure that by plus 20. They've had 61, that's 62.
And they're in the red zone at the 18-yard line. 7th play of the drive for Dan Lanning's Oregon offense. Jordan Davison, the tailback, and he's going to be dropped. Well, it's Dante Moore on the keeper, and he's dropped for a loss of a yard.
I think that was Llewellyn again, wasn't it? Number 48. Playmaker, I'll tell you that. This time I believe he's on this side, flopping to the other side of the line of scrimmage. If he's not, he made a great play. No, he comes from the back door. Wonderful play.
That's his 10th tackle for loss on the season, which leads the Hawkeyes.
He's really out-quicking right now Janoris Wilson, number 78. They're having a little problem over there, Oregon.
Second down at 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Maybe a yard. That's about it. Perry in the lineup as a wide receiver with Gary Bryant out with that injury. And there's that right tackle thinking about Llewellyn, and he took an extra step.
Absolutely. You get beat across your face.
Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Llewellyn has beat him twice. One time, he threw him away and made the tackle. Then he beats him across his face for a backdoor tackle. And this time, as you said, he's going, I got to get off faster. I got to get off faster.
And what he did was forced a longer third down for his quarterback. They need to get all the way to the 8-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, I don't think Parker is going to blitz now because of 3rd and 15. They're going to drop. This guy's going to go to the middle.
Dante Moore fires, end zone, intercepted. Picked off in the end zone by Deshaun Lee. And Phil Parker's defense comes up with a play.
Deshaun Lee, who saved the touchdown with the tackle, this time reacts from the outside on this play to come across and get the seam inside. Watch this. Watch Deshaun Lee. Eyes on the quarterback. Leave his man and come in and get that slightly overthrown ball. Remember, that ball was to Cooper Perry, a true freshman.
Right.
That's what happens when you have injuries.
By the Home Depot, when you got a guy like him, kind of reminds Gary and I of a guy that's now 50 years old. I cannot believe it. But, man, could he get it done. Tim Dwight in his day. He was part of 29 wins for the Hawkeyes, went on to a successful career in the NFL, and he was a dangerous return man. And Caden Weegan told us yesterday, he said, yep, Tim and I talk all the time. He gives me tips. Well, he's doing something right because this is what he's done this year.
Exactly. And if you know Tim Dwight, he's probably watching this game with dumbbells, doing his bicep curls, right?
Exactly. He was a little bit stockier. But he could move, and so can Weegan, and he's in motion right here. They fake it to him on the end around. The lob is no good and incomplete, intended for Moulton. And we get an update from Adam Zucker and a Heisman watch in New York.
And Ness, it's Fernando having his Heisman Mendoza moment. The Indiana starter, Omar Cooper Jr., and they overcome Penn State late by a toe. Mendoza and Julian Sayin from Ohio State, the two leading candidates entering the day, and both victorious.
And that one has got to be up for catch of the year so far. Unbelievable catch in the back of the end zone, as Zook said, by a toe. Second down at 10 from the 20. Pitch, Kamari Moulton. He's hitting the backfield, but spins his way for 3 or 4.
Mark Gronowski is struggling throwing the ball early. Tim Lester tried to give him an easy one, a layup. And watch him pull the string on this one. Afterwards, he kind of does his throwing motion. He is struggling right now. If I was Lester, I would try to run him, get him hit a few times.
Get the juices
flowing because he is playing nervous right now.
Oregon thinking about a blitz. They're going to bring an extra guy. There goes the run Gary called, and there goes the first down. And now the juices maybe will start to flow.
Yeah, listen, I expected that if I was going to win this football game, Gronowski would have to get at least 15 rush attempts in this game. Oregon has not faced a mobile quarterback all year, and I think Gronowski plays the most like Will Howard. And remember the plays that Will Howard made last year for Ohio State with his legs in key spots just like that.
On first down from the 31. And he'll get the carry. Patterson dives forward. Got across the 35, close to the 36.
Watch Oregon right now. Tosh Lupoi, the defensive coordinator, says, I'm going to give you a 5-man defensive line right here, okay? We dare you to run the ball. And Iowa says, yeah, that's what we do. I mean, we don't care. I mean, we've been playing against 8-man fronts here for 20 years.
At least. Now it's Weegan on the move, but it's Patterson again. And he's got another first down. Thieneman came up and made the stop, but not before he crossed the line, and they'll move the chains.
It's really hard in a football game like this, at least it is for me, to show you the intricacies of the run game that Iowa does. It's not just wide zone or inside run. There's the mid zone, there's the bootleg, there's the gap. I mean, they got everything in their run game that looks like it's just 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but it's sophisticated the way they block.
In that case, just aim for the tight end on that side and let it rip.
That works.
Moulton back in there. 2 tight end set. He gets the pitch. And right now, Iowa is just saying, we're going to follow our O-line because over the years, they've had guys like this. And they've had games like this. They're some of the best ones. And now they got an offensive line that's Joe Moore award worthy right now.
It's funny, Logan Jones was saying I came in against Linderbaum, and I was a nose tackle at first, and he really kicked my butt for 2 years on the scout team. He said, I was like, I'm ready to move to center. Do that. That looks like fun. Oh, they collided.
Gronowski is going to lose yardage.
I really think this is on the quarterback again. He snapped the ball too early. The motion did not get across. Watch. You have to be patient with the motion. I think he snapped it before he could clear on the play. And watch what happens. He loses his outfit. He has no one to throw the ball to. That was going to go to Region. Negative play.
And Tuioti gets the sack.
Yeah, that was just a miss by the quarterback right there. He should have let Weegan get more across the formation.
And this is a play that Iowa's probably not built for. They're down at 14. Gronowski has plenty of time. He's running out of it. Tuioti giving chase. Trying to square his body to throw, and it's to the sideline. And it's 4th down.
Tuioti was on the play, lined up in a linebacker position right here, and he rushes in. It's handled pretty well by this Iowa offensive line. They push him wide, but no one's open early, and really a good job in the secondary. That was most of all like coverage and completion there.
But for the Ducks, it's their backup punt return. And he's going to call a fair catch and take it around the 17-yard line.
All right, both guys did their job.
They did.
It's funny, the last time we did Oregon, we come in there after the Penn State win, as you see the injury right there.
He's heading to the locker room.
Didn't want that, into the locker room. They came in, they were so confident. They had that big win at the whiteout, and Iowa shocked this football team, I think. Today might change that vibe for the football team if they could pull this win off.
And weaving is Whittington. And he got it out to the 24-yard line. I was going to say, we'll talk about the freshman backs of Oregon, and they are very talented. But this guy, 2 years at Western Kentucky, now his 4th year at Oregon. I might be the old man of the group, but I can still do this.
Yeah, and that's more that new look. I think the way they've changed the most since the beginning of the year is they're willing to play physical run football now. A healthy Noah Whittington's a big difference.
He stays in there on 2nd down and 3 in what should be the final play of the quarter. And they give it to him again, and he might have backed his way to a 1st down as we played 15.
Well, a lot happened for 2 points.
That's for sure. A lot of action, not a lot on the scoreboard. And you know what that means if you're in Iowa. One of the great traditions. It's been voted, I guess, the greatest tradition in college football, and that's the Iowa wave to the kids over at the Children's Hospital.
Fabrice.
Quarterback numbers, neither one is lighting it up so far.
Yeah, I had a little note for myself that the 2 quarterbacks do their left hand better than people think. Dante Moore runs a little better than he's given credit, and Gronowski throws a little better. I raced that off my board right now so far.
Cross that one off.
I'm going to cross that off.
Through a quarter anyway.
Yes.
1st down, Ducks from the 28. On the ground is Davison. And right now they're just grounding it out here.
How about this Oregon team playing a little Iowa Hawkeye football? They bring in the fullback for the isolation play. We have to play physical football, they say. And they're going to bring in Jordan Davidson and the fullback, Zach Grace. That worked pretty well.
And now they've got both Hill and Davison, the two freshmen in the backfield, one following the other, and one getting the first down, that being Dierre Hill. And they have a stable of running backs for sure. They're missing one right now. Jaden Lamar's been out for a few weeks, but these three guys get the job done. 237 a game coming in to go with 247 passing. That's the balance of the Oregon offense. This time, play action. Whoa! And up and over goes Jamari Johnson. So that's the second completion for Dante Moore.
Yeah, I think it was that Xavier Wampa that comes up with that hit. One of the most athletic players that Iowa has, especially from their secondary spot. He's a rough tackler, always physical the way he plays. Wow.
Jeremiah McClellan, the wide out to the top of your screen in a depleted wide receiver core. Dante Moore got a wide open guy that time. It is his tight end, Jamari Johnson, again. So with Kenyon Sadiq out, number 9 coming to the forefront.
Yeah, good time. Held up well in that offensive line. Remember a couple of rushes inside, but this time this front 5 does a good job to allow Dante Moore to sit in there and get the easy sail route to the tight end.
Another explosive play, 21 yards on the pickup there. Back to the ground, back to Jordan Davison, and Davison all the way down to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, he definitely has this Iowa Hawkeye defense reeling. They don't know which way they're coming with these plays. Good block by the tight end, Jamari Johnson, on that play. He fits in the ISO with a little bit of a motion after the snap. Nice play, nice execution.
Not only that, they show a little tempo. They're really not going fast, but they're not allowing Iowa to change defenders either. So they're back in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Again, both tailbacks flanking Dante Moore. And Iowa can't contain down the sideline towards the end zone and in. Dierre Hill, touchdown, Oregon.
Oregon loves to run left. That's where their strength is. Isaiah World right here, right tackle, Pregnon right there, and center. Watch all this stretch play. They're really playing Iowa football. Stretch play to the left, push him by. Good block by Ole that time, number 74 on the backside. What a drive. 8 plays, 82 yards.
And Hill was not to be denied. Kept the legs driving all the way to the end. Scoreboard.
Does his forearm come down before the ball crosses? It was his right forearm.
I think the ball's already across the goal line when his elbow hits.
It's very close. Does the ball touch the line as it's close?
Gene's along with us. He's having a look too.
Yeah, I am, fellas, and I'm looking as well at Hill's. It's right where you guys are at. The hand goes down first, and it starts to roll. I just think it's the wrist by the time the tip of the football breaks the goal line, which would be a touchdown. I don't think it's the forearm, in my opinion. Tight play, though.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown, Oregon.
It was a beautiful play, well blocked, well run, deserved it, didn't he?
Yep. Atticus Sappington in for the point after, and that's up and good. So, Dierre Hill capping a 82-yard march in 8 plays, a 19-yard touchdown, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. 9-0 Oregon.
Yeah, that drive was powered by those 2 young running backs, right? 48 of them.
It's been a long season for a lot of coaches, too. There's the list so far. And let's see if Caden Weegan can get his hands on something, as Iowa needs a spark, and he won't be able to. That one comes out to the 25. All right, Hawkeyes offense, you got to do something. Those 3 possessions won't work for you if you're going to beat the number 9 team in the country.
Yeah, and right now their longest play of the day through the first quarter, 8 yards, and that was on that quarterback draw.
Yeah. Gronowski in the shotgun from the 25. Weegan, the motion man. And they'll just try to pound it with Moulton. He got 5. Brought down by Bryce Betcher, the linebacker. That guy's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that guy can't wait to play football on Saturday, right?
Oh, boy. That's become a thing.
Baseball player. He'd play, too, if he could, I'll tell you. In football right now. He'd line up again.
Oh, you're talking about Betcher. I was talking about the guy with no shirt.
Oh,
they're
that
both a
guy's
little crazy.
Yeah.
I got it. Second down and 5 at the 30. All the receivers in tight. They just keep on running it. Moulton's got a first down. Needed 5, and he got about 8.
Well, this Oregon defense has done a good job of slowing down the run game, but it's not like Iowa's going to give up on it. That's really the basis of their football team. They're going to run inside. They're going to run the outside zone. They now have the midside zone. All different ways to attack this defense.
Hasn't been a receiver do anything for Iowa so far today. Now Weegan is in the backfield with Gronowski. He thought about passing it to him, but it's a quarterback keeper for a yard.
They spread him out, but I think Tuioti did a good job of not giving up much room and then spun back as Gronowski kind of slowed down inside.
I don't know if that was just a fake to Weegan or if he actually thought about going out to him.
I think that was run all the way on that one.
Second down and 9 from the 39. Pickup of about 5. It'll bring up third down at 4.
Yeah, here comes the play now for Iowa. Your quarterback is struggling, and you're in a situation where he's got to do something.
As Logan Jones gets over the ball at the 44-yard line. They bring the tight end in on the right side. They run the other way with Gronowski. I think he got it.
The referee up here has him marked short to the top.
Linesman came in.
Yeah, from the
Fans
top.
don't like this.
It's where his knee went down before he got to the line.
I don't see a knee go down as he's spinning.
Yeah. Let's see if they said it's got to be 4th and very short. Did anything go down? Is there going to be a review on this?
He lands on his butt.
I know.
And they've got 4th down up there, and the Hawkeyes are up there as well. Here we go. Driving. And I can't tell. At the end, he pops out. And now the head linesman has his foot for a first down. Referee signals first down. I quite frankly thought they should have looked at that, but either way, it's a Hawkeye first down.
It ended up being the way it should be. And I tell you, with that injured knee of Gronowski, these types of pushes right now and all that pressure on his knee cannot be good.
You see everybody pushing and pulling. They'll just keep on grinding. 2 more yards for Xavier Williams to the 50.
Man, this Oregon defense has stood up. They have answered the physical call on defense, standing up to this kind of bully ball that Iowa likes to use. So far, the bully has not been doing anything to this defense.
Second down and 8. Here's a pitch to Weegan, trying to get to the edge. And he did. Did he get the first down? Yes, he did.
I really believe he's the wild card. Iowa has to be able to soften up this defense with the speed. That's the speed player they have, and Oregon has to know every play where he's at.
You can't throw it overhand, throw it underhand.
Well, that worked. It ended up being a pass, didn't it? It looked like it was forward, didn't it?
And it's a first down. Nathan McNeil in the backfield for the first time with Gronowski, with Weegan, the motion man. They fake it to him on the end around. Gronowski wants to throw, and he's got a man open, and Gill has got it inside the 5. And there's the pass play for Mark Gronowski.
Yeah. Well-designed play by Tim Lester this time. A sneak to the wide receiver, but then he goes sneak and long This is like you're drawing up when you're playing flag football. Come across and then go long. You got it wide open. And Gronowski makes his best play of the day. But give a lot of credit to Tim Lester, the offensive coordinator.
And the longest play of the day, good for 38 yards and a first and goal at the 3. Gronowski's going to throw again. Got it out to his tight end. Touchdown, DJ Vonnahme. Vonnahme, I should say. I beg your pardon for the touchdown.
DJ Vonnahme right here. Watch him just sneak out. I don't think anybody thought, I didn't, that they would throw on first down here. And that crosses up that Oregon defense. They had to be zeroed in on a run. Aggressive. They started out with run the ball, run the ball, run the ball 8 times, 2 passes to score.
Extra point is good. So one long drive for the Ducks. And then, shockingly, a couple of pass plays for Oregon.
Yeah.
First a 38-yarder, then a short one.
And 8 straight runs, and they finish off with 2 passes and 2 brilliant calls for Iowa to kind of react against this Oregon strong defense.
Only the 5th touchdown pass from Gronowski, but it's a big one, and we got a 2-point game. Davison and Whittington back deep for Drew Stevens' kick. And fair catch called for at the goal line by Davison.
Yeah, 10 plays on this drive. And Mark Gronowski ran the ball as he almost fumbled that. He's fortunate. He's reaching back to get the football with his left hand. But then the cool play action pass, the sneak and go to get a man open. And then on first down, back-to-back plays crossed up this Oregon defense. Hey, you can't win without your quarterback. 10 plays. They ran him 3 times, threw 2 passes. That worked.
That was the drive he desperately needed, and so did the fans here at Kinnick. And now they're involved. Noah Whittington, the tailback. They'll fake it to him. Dante Moore comes up firing on the run and throws a strike complete to the 39.
Yeah, late flag there. And wonder if the receiver stepped out. Either that or they're going to call him push-off on the play.
Jeremiah McClellan, number 11, made the catch.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the defense. Ineligible downfield. Correction against the offense.
He means the offense.
Ineligible player downfield. Number 74. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, offense number 11. That 15-yard penalty is accepted. Still first down.
He pushed off with his left hand right at the end of the route. Field judge in the back called it right away, threw his flag, signaled incomplete even though it was caught because he was calling interference.
Dave Iuli was the right guard that was downfield too, so they just take one of the 2 penalties. And one's got a first and 23 back inside the 14-yard line. So back to the ground. Whittington trying to get him some of that yardage back from the penalty, and he does. Larry Johnson, who had a couple of catches on the last drive, settles in at tight end on the left. They're going to throw it out in the flat to him. Iowa waiting for him this time, though, only about a 4-yard gain as we check in with Jenny.
Well, middle of the first, Ducks receiver Gary Bryant needed help off the field. He put no weight on his right leg. We saw his teammates help him carry him to the injury tent. The trainers were looking at his right ankle, but they ended up taping up both his ankles. He walked off on his own power into the locker room. He's been in there for about 30 minutes, guys. I'll keep you posted with any updates.
And with that, Jeremiah McClellan, Malik Benson, Justice Lowe, Cooper Perry, it puts more pressure on a depleted wide receiver core. And now they're using number 9 more as he trots out Johnson to the top of your screen. Whittington's going that way as well. 3rd down and 12. Dante Moore on an inside screen to Johnson. He's not going to get the first down, but he's got another catch.
Fair catch, does he?
Ferguson Reynolds said all week, I just want to keep it out of his hands at all costs. And he does force a fair catch. And the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to spot it around the 27-yard line. A little over 3 minutes to go in the half. Have you ever seen the rain? We have in Iowa City all day long.
Interesting play calling right here now for Iowa. How safe do they play it? Remember, they made that big mistake on that long field goal against Penn State that tightened up the game. Let's see how they go here.
They got all their timeouts, 3:08 to work with. And trying to bounce it outside and losing a couple of yards on the ground is Moulton again. Now, Mark Gronowski's had some bad moments. That one's behind him.
A little slow.
That one's low.
You got to go to the coach. Don't give up on me, coach.
That's right.
He didn't.
And then the back-to-back passes, a 38-yarder, then a 3-yard touchdown. And he's back to throw right now. Pump fake. He wanted to go long. He comes back across the middle. It's Large, the tight end, and he's got a first down.
Look what happened on this play. Gronowski had a lot of time because Oregon only rushes 3. They dropped this time. Tuioti drops 3-man rush and allows Gronowski to come back to the backside receiver going across the formation.
Well, Mark's completed his last 3. That one was good for 16. He wants more. And he's almost got it. Incomplete. Sam Phillips stretching out for it, looking for a flag.
Yeah, Sam Phillips is saying, I got held on the play. He tried to disengage this time from Thorne Johnson, number 5. See him getting held? Yeah, he grabbed his muff right there, his warmer on the play.
And
that's
just
the
off
difference.
His fingertips.
That could have been the difference in the play right there. Darren Johnson, the transfer from Northwestern. Kirk Ferrenz told us we were in on him.
Jazzy and Patterson now in the backfield with Gronowski on 2nd down and 10. And it's Gronowski following Patterson. Got about 4. Stadium, 2-point game. 9th-ranked Oregon on top by 2. Implications, Big Ten, conference standings, everything on the line here in the next 32 minutes in this game. 3rd down and 6. Biggest 3rd down of the day for Iowa. And Gronowski goes down, swarmed under, and that's Bryce Betcher.
I tell you, Iowa guessed right. They were running that little trap screen to the outside against a blitz. It could have been a big play, but Gronowski said, it's not clean, and I'm not going to make a mistake. Watch, they had the screen coming inside. It could have been a big play.
Bryce Betcher, one of the best linebackers in the Big Ten, makes the play for the Ducks.
Yeah, this play was closeness. They were going to go to Weegan out here on the middle screen. Watch how close it was.
He had guys out there in front of him.
Yes, he did.
Instead, Betcher's sack forces the punt. Malik Benson caps under this one at the 14-yard line. And tripped up at about the 19. Nice coverage down there by the Hawkeyes punt coverage team. Don't forget, coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Adam, Aaron, Rick, and BJ put their shirts back on, hopefully, and catch you all up on the action from around the country and break down our first half. It's become a thing, of course.
And guys will do anything to get on TV, right?
Yeah, and this guy has gotten on TV twice already.
All right.
Nice that AT whacked Adam right in the eye, too, when he was twirling his towel. Straight up the middle, big gainer for Whittington.
Yeah, I think right now, if you're going to be Oregon and you get that drive starter like that, a first down run, Oregon says, let's see how much we can do. Nice block inside. Pregnanaloa Lala'ulu.
And another big run, and Noah Whittington stiff-arming his way all the way down around a 40-yard line.
Hard to believe this guy transferred from Western Kentucky, didn't he? What a good-looking football player he is. Look at that moves, the strength of his legs. Hard to bring him down.
Pickup of 27, and it was Xavier Wampa trying to make one of those tackles, and he's shaken up.
Yeah, did he get kicked on this play at the end of it? He did. I think it was a kick. I think his right heel came back and got him underneath his face mask.
Right in the chin.
Yep.
He'll stay in there behind Dante Moore in the pistol set at the Iowa 42. We got a timeout by the Hawkeyes. It's been the Noah Whittington show so far on this drive. He's got another one. And he bangs his way for 4 or 5 again. Xavier Wampa back in there, made the tackle. There'll be 1 minute to go on the snap. in the second quarter. Dante Moore fires right side, and sliding for the catch is Whittington. Noah's getting some work on this drive.
He sure is, and that's a really good catch for a running back right there. Ball was thrown behind. Oregon's still playing it very conservatively with no timeout right there.
And the Hawkeyes defensive Phil Parker get a stop here on 3rd down and 3. Clock still moving down to a half minute. They do go conservative, but giving it to that guy is just a first down machine. But the clock will stop now, 24 seconds. Now the clock runs again. Moore fires.
Timeout now for sure.
And that's Justice Lowe with his first catch of the day. They're hoping to get a touchdown, but there's not a lot of time left. And now Iowa's going to take a timeout.
Well, you can see how important this field position is right now.
And as we talked about all day, it's been a struggle to keep the footballs dry. And that's the handoff to lineman, and Dan Lanning says, we want one drier than this if we get all possible.
No, that was no good.
That one's not good. It's got too much air in it, and it's too wet. Meanwhile, the center judge has been the guy that's been busy all day trying to keep a towel over everything until the snap.
I think all the quarterbacks would rather play in snow than this light, misty rain.
Kinnick crowd trying to get loud for their defense. Empty backfield for Dante Moore from the 28-yard line. Here comes a blitz. It's a screen. It's Whittington, and Iowa read it beautifully.
They did. Great reaction. Iowa does not get enough credit for having good athletes. It's not just all scheme. These guys up front know how to defeat blocks, and they read and react. They're on that. Look how fast that was read that time by Jonah Pace, number 91.
That swarming Phil Parker defense and the all-black clad Hawkeyes bring him down. And this one's going to be from 46 in conditions that aren't the greatest for a kicker, a snapper, or a holder.
Well, neither coach is going to go into the halftime with any timeouts left.
Well, Dean Smith used to have about 10 left in his pocket every game. We used to complain about that. These guys are going to use them all. And Atticus Sappington just kind of closing his eyes, envisioning what could be a 46-yard field goal.
One more point about this drive for Oregon. They'd only run 23 offensive plays coming into this drive. Got them up to 30. You know, that big, and got him into field goal range.
Sappington trying to hit his 9th field goal of the year from 46 yards away. This would be his longest of the season and his wettest of the season. Kick on the way, and it is perfect. Add 3 to the Ducks as we go to intermission. Nice kick. Good job by Noah Whittington and Dante Moore to get it down there to get a field goal attempt. And the snap was good. The hold was good. And the kick caps off a 52-yard drive in 8 plays. And Atticus Sappington said, yeah, baby. And Dan Lanning says, we'll take it. Every point counts in weather like this.
If you can't kick a wet football, don't go to Oregon, right?
Coach, you come into this one beat up. You lose another receiver out there. It is a battle. How do you continue to fight?
Keep fighting, man. Our guys are having fun out there. We're doing some things really well. Just got to be able to finish drives. Obviously, the turnover hurt us there. They're a really advantageous team to be able to stop them. It's important, but just keep swinging.
How does this weather impact your game plan in the second half?
It's fun to play in the rain. Let's play in the rain.
All right, we'll go with that. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Ducks love water. End of the first half. As the rain continues to fall, the Ducks on the lead at halftime.
November, Kinnick, Oregon, and Iowa. Just what you wanted, BJ.
Oh, yeah, and I don't know about that wet football. The punter couldn't handle it there, and then just running roughshod over this Hawkeyes D. But Gronowski finding his passing game.
As we welcome you back to the Geico Halftime Report, Oregon on top 12-7 right now, and they are running right at the heart of the Iowa defense.
To win on the road, you got to play good defense, but also run the football. Man, they have done that, especially when you're down your top 3 wide receivers now after they lost one in the game. It's just been masterful. They're averaging 7.6 yards per carry, and we want to show and highlight how well they block downfield. This is Jamari Johnson, the tight end, getting an ISO block so that you can get Jordan Davison down the field, but then Davison, no block, no rock. Let me go ahead and get a help here. Let me get downfield, and boom, you add some missed tackles to that Iowa defense, and Oregon gets the first touchdown of the game, BJ.
Iowa has to be much, much more physical there, and Shire just letting number 9 come around and grab him. No, you got to shock him, and that'll propel you to the ball carrier. You're right about the missed tackles, but it's in the trenches where Oregon's winning now with this run game, 7.6 yards per rush.
And I worried whether or not Iowa would have enough of a throwing game. Gronowski has been more a weapon with his legs, having scored 11 touchdowns coming into the game, but he's made some plays here. Nice little wrinkle here by Tim Lester, a throwback. It was a drag route that turned into a wheel. Beautiful throw and catch. It would lead to the lone Iowa touchdown right here. And this is what's going to have to happen in the second half. Tim Lester is going to have to dial up some more play action because, as we suggested, Oregon is formidable in the front. These are 2 of the top 3 defenses in the Big Ten.
Well, their head coaches, he's part of that SEC life or former life. You know, he understands trench warfare, and so they've been challenged.
I think Iowa's got to get an extra hat in the box. They're getting blocked up front and covered up. They need some help there.
They are allowing 5 more yards per carry in this game than they have on the season so far. That'll do it from New York for now. Back out to Iowa City.
One team's got 60 yards passing. The other one's got 65. Oregon's doing better on the ground, though.
I think so. That's what Coach Kirk Ferrenz said to Jenny. I think the story to me was Iowa survived early, but that Oregon defense is really playing ball here. One play, that 38-yard pass. The other 31 for just 86 yards. The Oregon defense has stopped the running game most of the first half.
Dan Lanning's going to love that, being a defensive guy.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how the second half goes. The rain continues to fall, as it has throughout the game. And we had a bad snap, 2 bad snaps actually on punt plays, and one of those cost a safety. Noah Whittington and Davison are back deep, and they'll bring it out to the 25-yard.
This is what Big Ten football is all about. What is the focus in the second half in these type of conditions?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 60-minute game. We got 30 to play. Down 5. Guys did a great job coming back in the touchdown drive. Got to stop the run a little bit better, get the ball back, and go.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Thank you.
2 weeks ago against Minnesota, much better conditions and a lot more offense. And now it might be up to which defense is going to be the best for the final 2 quarters. Dierre Hill, the tailback behind Dante Moore, gets the carry, and Iowa's there to meet him. Loss of a couple.
Sire, number 43, shoots the gap on this play. Watch him from behind. Watch his aggressiveness. Reads it and goes and makes the play.
Saliapaga, the tight end, was in motion. They run that way, and Whittington, who's run hard all day, gets out around the 29-yard line. As we take a look at the game trends, they got the early lead on the botch snap for the safety. Mark Gronowski has been sacked twice, but he did throw that 38-yard pass Gary talked about, and then the 3-yard touchdown pass. Presented by Discover, our game trends, and Dante Moore, who we've seen have gigantic games this year. Not so much through 2 quarters for number 5 so far. 3rd down and 6 to open the 3rd quarter. He's got plenty of time to throw, but he had it batted down, and it'll force a punt.
I think it was Max Llewellyn again, number 48. In the drive that Oregon ran the ball down against Iowa and scored, Llewellyn did not play one play in that drive, but that time he came outside and then quickly shifted inside, got his left paw up, and made the play.
Again, trying to keep it out of his hands, and they do force the fair catch around the 32-yard line. Game changer. Kirk Ferrenz said special teams are big. Even when they're not special, they help the cause sometimes.
Yeah, this second play, right? Bats it, then misses it, and then gets it at the last second, or it would have been 6 points.
So that saved him 5 on the safety.
And all the credit to this Oregon defense as well, though. This Iowa offense does not even have a 10-yard run in this game.
Longest one was a quarterback draw, wasn't it?
I think it was Weegan on that sweep for 9. The other was for 8.
Moulton. That's a good run, good start to the first possession for the Hawkeyes offense.
Pull and then go behind this time, just following behind the tight end that time. Vonnahme goes out the back door that time. Looked like it was going to be more. You heard the crowd react to it, but very successful.
Kamari Moulton out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, thinking, I didn't know when I came to Iowa I was going to play in this stuff, but that's what happens in November in the Midwest. He's been the top ball carrier for the Hawkeyes, got 6 on the last play. Weegan in motion on 2nd down and 4. They'll toss it to Moulton, trying to cut back, and tripped up about a yard shy. Gronowski will be the ball carrier on 3rd down and a yard. Nope, it's Moulton, and he's got a 1st down. From the 44. The pitch to Moulton, and the cutback. And again, good positive yardage, about 4 more. Betcher, the stop along with Nixon. 2nd and 6. And now the run for the quarterback. Gronowski close to the 1st down, but not quite.
So it's about 3 runs to every pass in this football game for the Iowa offense. But here's the changeup right here. This is what you want from Mark Gronowski. Can he produce some second half with his legs?
Tuioti, nice pursuit to drag him down from behind, short of the 1st down. Same guy. And maybe same result. We'll wait and see where they spot it.
I feel like I'm watching Army-Navy football right now. They want to make a 1st down, but not by too much.
We got to wait a month on that, right?
Yeah, they want to control the ball like, hey, if you get like more than a yard past the 1st down, fall down. We just want to barely get a 1st down and then do it again and again.
And he barely did. Now they go to an I backfield with a tight end in front. And Gronowski off play action in trouble. Got away at the last second. Got it to Moulton complete.
Who has not had a big statistical year for them this year. Led the Big Ten in sacks a year ago. Almost had one right here, but just evaded enough to get the ball off.
Had the back of his name on his jersey, but couldn't bring him down. So it's a completed pass, but it's a loss of 1. And maybe 3 on the carry by Xavier Williams that time.
Yeah, you got to give some credit to that defensive line for Oregon. They are making piles. Every play is a battle at the line of scrimmage. A fight every play.
So now a long yardage situation for the Hawkeyes. 3rd down and 8. And the tight end in the slot for Gronowski on 3rd down and 8. 4-man rush. Gronowski hesitates, rolls to throw, and that is, and they're going to call it a catch. And there's a flag down.
He did get holding inside. It looked like that flag in the middle of that pass protection usually indicates a hold. Let's see what happens.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch. Personal foul, illegal hands to the face, defense number 42. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run.
So that becomes not only a big completion, but the penalty on top of it.
Absolutely. Enough time. Ooh, they called it a completion. That's close. That might be reviewed. There's the penalty inside. Hand underneath.
Completed catch.
They will review that catch, I think.
I think they're looking at, wow, he just splits.
Wow, that's a...
His left foot came way out in the goal by the time he hauled it in, but his right foot's dragging. Wow. If that's a catch, you can thank Phillips conditioning for being able to stretch that far.
I'll tell you, it looked like incomplete, but the Oregon coach right here goes, how'd he do that?
It's a great point, Gary. I tell you what, I threw my back out just watching Sam Phillips make that play, fellas. I think he catches it, though. I think he keeps the left heel off of the ground just as that toe drags.
The ruling on the field of the catch is upheld. The 15-yard penalty is enforced, includes an automatic first down.
And then the penalty to boot is right there under the chin. And it's Aiden Breland with the penalty. Reese Van Zee is in the lineup as a wide receiver. We haven't called his number yet today. This is going to go back to the ground game, I'm sure. And it is Xavier Williams, but Thieneman brings him down. He might have gotten a yard out of it.
Caleb Downs is one of the best safeties in the country, but Dylan Thieneman is making a run for it.
Tuioti's the guy that's hurt.
And he is the playmaker for this defense. He has one motor, and it is full speed every play.
Looked like he was holding his right arm, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it looked like he got it caught in that tackle.
Tatum Tuioti trying to make that tackle on the last play. Got tangled up with Thieneman and the ball carrier, Xavier Williams, and then he was down.
And as he tried to get up, he goes, oh, that doesn't feel right.
So right now, the Hawkeyes have it at the Oregon 16-yard line in the red zone and looking for a touchdown that would give them the lead.
I think he's coming back in.
I do too. Might be in one play.
Exactly. Coach, there's no bone sticking out. I'm going back in.
Moulton, they fake the pitch, and it's a jet sweep that goes nowhere. The ball almost came out at the end. Oregon says they have it. Region was the ball clear.
I think he was down, though.
I believe the runner was down.
It's
part of the ball coming
down
out.
by the official. Let's see if he was.
He's down right there, but where's the ball? Okay, ball is coming out at about the same time.
I thought where was the ball? I thought his left elbow might have come down first. Hit right on the elbow. It's out. That ball is out. I think that is going to be a fumble on the play, and I think Brandon Finney, number 4, has the hit that causes the fumble. Yes, that is a turnover. That's going to get overturned. Unless we're missing something.
It looked like Region was trying to have the ball trapped between his legs. They're going to review this.
I think Dan wants a timeout to challenge
on
this.
The field was that the runner was down prior to the ball coming out and recovered by Oregon. That plays under further review.
Let's see and did he go down prior to the hit anywhere? No, ball's loose. That's a turnover.
Now, when he's trying to recover the ball, he had it kind of tucked in between his legs, and then Bear Alexander kind of rips it out of there. So that could come into play as well.
Yeah,
whether or not he recovered the fumble.
Right there, did he have it between his legs?
Right, and that would be a dead ball
odd,
at that
right?
point.
Yes.
Yeah, Gary, I don't think in this situation Weegan really has firm control of it enough to say that he would be down by contact. It is between his legs there, but just squeezing it between your knees, if it would be there for a little bit of a time, yes, but this one wasn't there long enough, I don't think. I think this is a loose ball, and Oregon comes out with it.
I do, too.
Carter's our replay official here in Iowa City. And on the bottom of all that is one of the biggest guys on the defensive line, Bear Alexander, ripping and clawing. No pun intended on the clawing for the Bear.
Yeah, he doesn't have his hands on the ball at all.
Betcher diving in there. And Bear Alexander coming in below. And now the fans are getting restless that this replay is taking as long as it is. All on the field, down by contact. And here is the call.
After review, the runner had fumbled the football, and the ball was recovered by Oregon at the 13-yard line. First down and 10, Oregon.
So Biggest turnover of the game so far.
Yeah, and the biggest play by Dan Lanning so far. Challenging that play. What if that ball would have been snapped? He rightly went over there and called the timeout.
First down after the turnover at the 13-yard line for the Ducks offense. This is only their second possession of the third quarter. And on the first carries, Jordan Davison for 2 or 3. So after that 3 and out on their first possession, Iowa's had it the rest of the quarter, but they haven't produced any points. This crowd is begging their defense to make another big play and give it back to their offense. Second down and 8. And it's a keeper for Dante Moore. Big opening off the left side, and it's a foot race right now. He'll run out of bounds, but he's got the biggest play of the day for the Ducks, and he does it with his legs instead of through the air.
Yeah, played really well here. Nice call again by Will Stein, sensing this. Read it. Nobody to really block out there. The wide receivers are looking for somebody. Jeremiah McCullen can't find anybody. That's how open it was.
And Dante took it 40. Big play at the 5-minute mark.
Hey, I wonder if Dante Moore is playing a little bit nicked because he really babied that run at the end, didn't he?
Back straight ahead on the ground for about 6 more for Davison.
Watch how Dante Moore finishes this run. He kind of comes off limping just a bit.
Yeah, it's the end of a 49-yard run, and he still had a little bit of daylight on that sideline, and he decided, I'm taking this thing out of bounds. So you wonder about his hamstring or whatever.
Yeah, he's got to stay in there, though. That's a big part of it.
Almost 200 yards rushing today. It's the most allowed by the Hawkeyes, who came in giving up only 84 a game. And there's a couple more that'll put them right about at the 200 mark, at the 4-minute mark.
Goes about really nicely about 30 yards right in the open field, and then he starts to feel it and kind of shuts it down right about there. He said, that's enough. I don't want to, tweak this thing again.
He had Luckmer closing in on him, but still, there was some more yards to be gained. But maybe he knows what his capability was and decided, you know what, let's just live for another play without me getting hurt. Now it's Noah Whittington behind him. On a 3rd down and 2. Now look at the bunch set and the bunch of defenders to the top of the screen. Quarterback draw. Wouldn't have thought this, but he's got the first down.
The formation here got this Iowa defense scrambling to try to figure out the numbers 4-on-4, and then they bring a 5th guy over. When the 5th guy went over, I think for sure Dante said, I'm going to run this thing. It probably was a read.
See his eyes, and he said, okay, we got him outnumbered. First down at the 24. Straight run for about a yard by Whittington.
Just remember right now, of course, Oregon wants to score a touchdown, but a field goal makes it an 8-point game. They had a turnover going this direction, remember?
Second down and 9. They give it on the end around, and nice job by Gill to bounce off a couple of would-be tacklers, but they're going to be about 2 shy.
And Dierre Hill, who had the touchdown run, just had another brilliant run because that changes it. That would have been about 3rd or 5 or 6. Ends up being 3rd and 1. Look at that turnaround. The freshman running back, 1 of 2.
Puts his pads down, doesn't he?
Didn't he?
Whoa, stumbling. Dante Moore tripped and tumbled backward.
I wonder if he got stepped on because they do not go under center very often. I wonder if it was Ioli, number 74, that steps on him. Yes, he did.
Yep.
Stepped on his right leg as he came out.
Well, that changes things pretty dramatically.
Sure does.
So So now they will try the field goal.
They were going to go for it all on the play action pass and then come on fourth down and maybe go for it.
Sappington hit from 46 earlier in the game. This will be a 40-yarder. High snap. They got the hold down, and he got the kick through.
Yeah, good hold for sure that time.
James Ferguson Reynolds, the punter, took that high snap and got it down perfect. Again, this one may be a difference maker between 3 points and 7. The kick, though, up and good.
Yeah, two little things. Listen, the littlest thing can be the big play. Aaron Graves inside gets the push, or that if he doesn't, it's going to be a clear shot for a touchdown to Saliapaga, number 83. Watch the push by Aaron Graves, the smallest of things, inside, pushes back and gets the trip, or this would have been a perfect call by Will Stein for the touchdown.
So they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line, and we'll remind you that next Saturday at 3:30 on CBS, we got another big-time matchup coming your way.
As we come into this spot in this game right now at the end of the third quarter, Iowa has more yards passing than Oregon, and Oregon has more than 100 yards rushing than Iowa.
That's sort of flip-flop.
Yeah, that's a big flip-flop.
Bolton, he bangs his way for 4 more. He's been the workhorse all day long for the Iowa ground game.
Tatum Tuioti is back in the football game, by the way, 44.
That's good to see. Might be the final play of the third quarter. 2nd down and 6 for Mark Gronowski. The late blitz coming. He's got time to throw. Goes deep and over everybody's head, but there's a flag flying in as the intended receiver was Reese Vanderzee.
Obadegu, number 7.
Pass interference.
He got the push.
Defense number 7. 15-yard penalty includes an automatic first down.
So Ife Obadegu, that was a little iffy on his coverage.
It was enough to get the call, though, and Iowa needed a call right there.
Dan Lanning's not crazy about it. Thought it was a little touchy. He's like, Britt, they've called a foul on that.
I actually kind of agree that was a kind of an iffy call.
Ticky-tack?
Yeah, I think so.
A little hand fighting going on.
Yeah, he was so close to the sideline, his own momentum almost took him out.
Legion in motion. The toss is to Bolton, weaving his way behind his blockers to end the third quarter.
That Oregon rush defense, nothing has been easy. Getting 8 yards, you have to run through a tackle. They have really clogged it up.
In a huge game for both teams, the final 15 will determine who comes out on top.
Coach, 15 minutes to go. What are you telling your team right now?
Keep playing, keep chopping, right? We got time to keep playing better.
It seems like Dante Moore had a little bit of a limp going on. What can you tell us?
He's good.
Thank you for your time.
You bet, thank you.
That's Dan's standard answer when you ask him about players.
Absolutely.
He's good.
He's good. Next guy up.
2nd down and 6 to start the fourth quarter for the Hawkeyes. And it's Gronowski on the quarterback keep, and he blasts his way across that first down marker.
It's ugly yards, but it's needed yards. Gronowski right up the gut this time, runs through a tackle, an arm tackle, another arm tackle, and finishes for the first down. That's 35 run attempts for Iowa in this game. Still the longest of the game, 9 yards. That's tremendous run defense by Oregon's front.
That one was about 7 or 8, but it's a first down at the 45 of the Ducks. Now it's Moore. Tuioti in on the stop along with Ashton Porter.
Yeah, give credit to Bear Alexander, Amari Washington, Terrence Green, Tion Gray. All of them inside are kind of stuffing that bully ball that Iowa loves to play.
1 possession game. 2nd down and 9, Iowa. Bolton. He got to the 40.
Logan Jones that time, number 65, ended up downfield trying to lead that play. I think he's got, is it Betcher that he has number 28? Yep. Yes, there's 2 guys that ain't going to quit right there. Betcher and Jones.
Jones out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. Knew he wanted to be a Hawkeye when he was a little kid. And now he's not a little kid. He's married as well in the offseason. And he's leading that five-man gang on the front wall. Gronowski's going the wrong way. Got to get rid of it.
Nothing here. Let's see if we can peek and find anybody wide open. Not anybody he could see. Maybe there, but remember the quarterback's running that direction.
Yeah,
don't think he could find that one.
He's a mile away from
Absolutely. Can't find that one. No one in his vision as he gets shoved out by Amari Washington.
Right now, Drew Stevens out there. They're going to try a long field goal. He's got more 50-yard field goals than anybody in Iowa history. He's their all-time leading scorer. He's going to try one from 58 yards away. His career long, as you saw, is 55. This would be huge. Kick on the way. Has he got enough? Yes, he does. What a huge kick by Drew Stevens. A 58-yarder, and it's 15-10.
Remember, all the Iowa fans are saying, uh-oh, when we did this against Penn State, they blocked it and went the other way. But Kirk Ferrenz says, we're going to do it again.
Faith in his kicker, and he comes through big time.
Snap, over the head of the punters.
Dante Moore fires, end zone, intercepted. And up and over goes Jamari towards the end zone and in. Dierre Hill, touchdown, Oregon.
Here's Gronowski, throws, caught, touchdown, touchdown.
The Iowa wave to the kids over at the Children's Hospital. That's our IHG Hotel and Resorts game recap. 206 rushing yards today on a team that only gives up about 84 a game. Caden Weejan's been held in check, and not only that, fumbled as well. That led to some points, and now we're down to 15-10 ball game after a 58-yard field goal. So here we go. Drew Stevens, who just hit that big kick. And this one's going to call a fair catch around the 1-yard line. So the last drive, a lot of little things add up.
Yeah, just that last play on third down. Remember, if Mark Gronowski doesn't get rid of this ball, he's going to lose 5 or 6 yards. Can't go for the field goal. And watch the holder right here on the special teams. Nice snatch right there. Usually that throws off a kicker when it's handled like that, but not this time.
And a career long with plenty to spare into the net for Drew Stevens. Noah Whittington sidesteps one tackler, and he's almost got 10 more yards. What a game number 6 has had.
Yeah, Whittington has been very impressive in this football game. Power, but able to avoid people, and when you tackle him, you feel it.
Graves almost had him from his nose tackle spot, but not enough. And he's got it again, and Montgomery trying to wrestle him down, and he's not going down.
Jaden Montgomery has taken over that middle linebacker spot when Harrell got hurt, but he owns it now. But watch this. Taking on this running back, you better be ready. Gets hit hard, but he spins forward for an extra yard, 2, 3.
First down with 11 and a half to go in the fourth quarter. And now they go to the fresh legs of Hill, and he's got 10.
Well, this Oregon offense is using all their running backs. They're hurt at wide receiver, but they're healthy at running back. And they bring in the other freshman in the game, not Davison, but Hill this time.
Dierre Hill, who had the touchdown run, has a 10-yarder there. And now it's Davison as they keep changing bodies with the same result. Another 11 or 12 yards in a first down.
Take one. And by the way, if you'd have told me that Dante Moore in the second half of this game would be 0 for 1 passing and Oregon be rolling up yards, they'd have to say, what have you been watching? Have you ever watched Oregon play football? That's not how we play.
There's the rushers today. 1 over 100. Davison just got 12 more. And first down Ducks the Iowa 35. Another run coming to the outside, and 3 or 4 more before Hill's knocked out of bounds. Davison behind Dante Moore in the pistol set, gets the handle, and he falls forward for 3 yards before Shire brings him down.
You would have thought with the long drive that Iowa had in the field goal, the TV timeout, it would be hard to take this guy off the field for a key drive in the game. But as we went here, 6-play drive, the first 5 plays for Iowa, that man was not on the field who has made some big plays in this game.
Senior out of Urbandale, Iowa. Down at his track stance right now, 3rd down and 3. Iowa's defense trying to get off the field. Dante Moore with a quarterback running. He's not going to get there. And there's a flag down. We might have a holding as well.
Holding. Offense, number 83. 10-yard penalty is still 3rd down.
2 big parts. Remember, this was it a first down play? Would he have gotten the first down on the play, or was
it going to be a couple yards shy?
Really short. But if they take the penalty, they put him outside of field goal range. They are going to take it.
So now it's 3rd down and 12. Empty backfield. Dante Moore all by his lonesome. That's Whittington in motion. Moore rolling to throw, and does, and it's high. But did he catch it?
He did.
Wow. That's Jeremiah McClellan. I didn't think there was enough room to make a catch.
Oh, no. Did he catch it? It was, the throw was there. Oh, right through the basket.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 74. That penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
It is 4th down. It went right through his arms. And our AT&T pylon cam was there to capture it for you. He didn't capture it, though.
My God. They didn't get the first down. They were in range for 3.
Region making an adjustment as a punt returner, anticipating where he's going to kick this ball. And I think it was a pretty good anticipation. Yeah, he's got to take the fair catch anyway around the 7-yard line. Folks have been here all day in cold, rainy weather, and now they're going to watch the last 8:36 of this ball game. So we take a look at our Discover Conference update. Indiana, a late touchdown to stay unbeaten at 10-0 and 7-0 in conference play. Ohio State a win over Purdue, and you look at the rest, Oregon and Iowa right there, a game out.
Let me ask you, Ness, can this Iowa offense go 93 yards against this Oregon defense without throwing the ball? Remember, their long run of the day has been 9 yards.
And Gronowski will run it himself. Jerry Mixon brought him down as he just crossed the 10-yard line.
I believe all the things that's happened to this Iowa team in this football game. Only gained 188 yards. Oregon running ball, they're still in it.
Kamari Moulton, the tailback. They pitch it to him. Trying to follow his blockers. Got a yard or 2, that's about it.
If you didn't watch the first 3 quarters of the game, every run looked about like that right there.
Yeah. They need to get to the 17 to move the chains. Gronowski pumps once. Now he goes deep down the middle. Man's there! And he's got it to his tight end again, the guy that he threw the touchdown pass to. Vonnahme, big play, the biggest of the day.
The protection again, long enough to find the tight end on the play who goes long because there's nobody open to begin with. 4-man rush, almost a 5-man rush, and he stays with it long enough. Gronowski finds the key play.
A 40-yarder to the 48-yard line of Oregon. 2 big plays today to number 81.
Unbelievable.
Well, answered your question. Can they do it without a big pass play? They just did it.
So far, they sure needed it.
Kamari Moulton. Right side. Again, one of those 2-yarders before Jerry Mixon and Tuioti make the stop.
Watch the two safeties here. They kind of get mesmerized by Gronowski standing there in the pocket, and they let a guy get behind him. He wasn't going to go deep, and then all of a sudden they're looking at the quarterback and forget the deep man on the field.
And Aaron Flowers was late to the party. 2nd and 8. Gronowski wants to throw again. Maybe. He does late. And this time, overshot everybody. Flowers was the closest guy. And Gronowski is hoping, wishing that his receiver had kept running.
Yeah, I think there was he thought the receiver was going to go deep on that play. I don't know who it was. Was it the tight end again?
I think so.
Yeah.
51?
Yeah, he thinks he's going to run right past him. Oh, he gets stopped. He ran into him.
Yeah.
Now, remember, you can't jam in college ball downfield.
So now they come up with another big 3rd down. Xavier Williams in the backfield with Gronowski. Mark looking to throw, fires, and it is caught. It's short of the 1st down, and it's Jacob Gill. And now it's 4th down and about, what, 3?
3. I think they got to go for it, right? I mean, you don't want to do another 58-yard field goal here, do you? They're going to go for this.
Three receivers to Gronowski's right, and now Weegan in motion. They look that way. Throw is complete. And it's Reese Vanderzee for the biggest catch of his day.
Vanderzee was hurt early in the year, came back healthy. Iowa thought he would be a breakout star this year. As he got healthy, he's there. A little motion helps clear it. And Vanderzee says, here I am. Confuses the defense for Iowa. Nice, tricky call by Tim Lester on that one.
And 15 yards later, they got a 1st down at the 26-yard line of the Ducks. A touchdown gives them the lead. 4 minutes to play. Toss. Moulton. Kamari Moulton still going. Mixon dragged him down, but not before he got to the 10.
Look what happens. You complete a couple passes, and all of a sudden you can crease a run. Good job inside. Oh, my goodness. Logan Jones again trying to reach, turn back, and makes the block as the center.
Looking for one here late against the 9th-ranked team in the country. They'll have to get all of it. The ball right on the 10-yard line. Toss, Kamari Moulton. And he is knocked down, and it's...
Guess who?
Tuioti.
You bet. Coming from the backside, nobody's blocking him. He goes right down and makes the play. He plays all out. Every play. Watch him right crease it, full speed. On the other side, Uiagalelei sets the edge. That forced the comeback on the play. The two edge defensive end linebackers make the play.
Xavier Williams, the tailback right now for Iowa. Now we got a whistle. And
first charge, timeout.
They're all in
Iowa.
now. Losing their timeouts. Iowa's all in on this drive.
Not sure if that fan is trying to keep his fingertips warm or if he's praying.
Yes. I'm going to say yes.
2nd down and goal, Iowa. 2 timeouts remaining.
Oregon must defend the quarterback run in this side of the field right here.
Gronowski under center. Weegan in motion. And now Weegan back the other way. Play action. The throw out to the other tight end, Large. And he's got it to the 3.
Is this not Hawkeye football right here? Tight ends, running quarterbacks, one last drive, a quarterback who's struggling, comes on the drive they need him, and they find the tight end sneak.
Hayden Large with a large play right there to get him down closer.
Tosh Lupoi has to remind his defense, defend the quarterback run.
2-minute timeout. A huge 3rd and goal coming up on the backside of this break. 15-10, 2 minutes to go. Let's take you back to the biggest play of this Iowa drive.
Yeah, 6 completions prior to this drive. I asked Ness, can they go 93 without a pass? He said, I don't think so, no. But they did it. 4 completions in 5 attempts on this drive.
3rd down and goal at the 3. Xavier Williams, the tailback. Mark Gronowski, the quarterback in the shotgun. It's Gronowski looking for a jump pass. Nobody home. It's 4th down.
Yeah, they were going to do the jump pass to the tight end. This must have been stuffed by the linebacker on the play. Where were they trying? Were they trying to go here with it or here? Let's see what the play was, because it was definitely a fake quarterback run. No, I don't think so. No. It was completely messed up.
Yeah, those guys were blocking.
By the way, that was after a timeout, too. So they had to go through that play with everybody.
This might be the ball game right here. Gronowski's got to hurry on the play clock as well. 4th and goal, 3-yard line. Quarterback draw. Gronowski, touchdown, Iowa.
I asked if Mark Gronowski could do a Fernando Mendoza. He did. Inside the little thing. Watch Tuioti run into his own guy when he goes for the tackle. He runs into his Oregon defensive end, or he would have been there for the tackle.
Gary asked me if they could go 93 yards on a touchdown drive. They just did in 12 plays. Gronowski, the capper, from 3 yards out, and now they go for 2.
1-point lead, you have to.
Gronowski across the middle. It's batted down, and it's caught by Moulton. Was he in? Yes.
Let's see if he's in. A tip ball. Everybody stay awake. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it skids.
The ruling on the field that the try was successful. That play is under further review.
Let's see if his left leg didn't skid out. We're going to see a lot of these games.
Right now, it's 18-15. But it's under review on a tip ball. Kamari Moulton trying to keep his feet in the back of the end zone. I don't know, maybe that first heel was in.
The other one that we had from down low, maybe it's the pylon camera. Watch it, slow it down. Go back just a little bit. Does his left foot slide?
We told you the weather conditions would have a bearing. As our camera, you can see he's got a few drops on it.
He's going forward on the play. I'd like Gene to kind of talk us through this. When you go backwards, you can't go toe-heel, but I got his heel down.
The receiver came down out of bounds. It's an incomplete 2-point try.
Gene, did you get a look at whether his heel was in? Did it skid out?
Yes, Gary, but whatever you're taking that, just like we talk toe-heel, natural step backwards, heel-toe, or when you have that heel strike and the foot comes down, the entire foot must remain in bounds. So that heel-toe puts it in the white.
Yep, fellas. Sounds like a dance routine you guys are putting together.
Well, it didn't count for 2.
They'll bring it out to the 25 as we take you back to the Iowa touchdown.
The littlest of things all game in this football game. Just the snap clock with the play clock. Iowa barely gets this thing off. Oregon is using a spy. Their best player, Tatum Tuioti, is on the quarterback. Watch what happens. They barely get it off, and then he bumps into his own man, or he could have made the tackle.
Instead, the 11th rushing touchdown of the year by Mark Gronowski has given his team the lead.
Now it's Dante Moore's turn.
Johnson, the tight end, trying to hear the signals. Noah Whittington goes for 4.
Let's also put into this football game who's not out here on this important drive. Kenyon Sadiq, their best receiving tight end. DeCorian Moore. Gary Bryant gets hurt in the first half. 3 of their key receivers, they're going to have to do it without those guys.
Zamari Johnson, the tight end, in the slot to the left, been his main target today. That throw is complete. Completed to Cooper Perry, short of the first down.
Throwing to guys they never counted on here.
Right.
They don't have their right tackle in the game as well. And Max Llewellyn has been giving them problems.
3rd down and 2. Noah Whittington. And he got what he needed. First down. He didn't get much, but he got what he had to get.
Time is ticking. They've got all 3 timeouts left. Remember, they only got to get a field goal.
Under a minute. Empty backfield. Dante Moore on the slant. And that one is complete. Got it to Malik Benson. And clock continues to run. 45 and ticking down. Meanwhile, Atticus Sappington hoping for a field goal chance. Moore throws to the outside. This one's complete to McClellan. And another first down.
They won't use it, I don't think, unless it starts to click and they're not ready. They should have a play ready.
They're at the 49.
They get the timeout for the first down.
Now the clock starts. Less than a half minute. Dante Moore throws. Oh, what a catch and throw to Malik Benson. Great coverage, and he put it right where it had to be.
Best throw of the game. TJ Hall is, you can't be any closer. But what he's not doing is turning his head around and looking for the football, and it's parked right in the only spot it could be. He fits it in.
That's not a window. That's a porthole. Look at the throw on this last play by Dante Moore.
And look at the coverage by TJ Hall on this one. He's right in phase, goes right over his shoulder. What a throw.
24-yard pass play. Trying to get in field goal range, and they're already there. With 23 seconds, 2 timeouts remaining. Dante Moore with some pressure. Back shoulder throws incomplete, and that time Hall broke it up. Intended for Benson again.
I'm thinking back to when Iowa played in that game against Indiana, and Phil Parker just kept blitzing and challenging his corners to play man-to-man coverage. At the end, it was Deshaun Lee that got beat for the touchdown.
2nd and 10, Moore in the shotgun. The throw is complete. Brought down short of the first down. McClellan.
Another timeout.
And they'll take it with 11 seconds remaining. Where we are, 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
And remember how important that timeout that they kept on that challenge call earlier in this half. Will they center the ball? They did it at the end of the half for the field goal straight away.
It's 3rd down and 4. Dan Lanning's got 1 timeout left in his pocket.
They can run it here.
Dante Moore's going to throw. And he's going to throw to the end zone. Incomplete. And it's 4th down.
Boy, they were aggressive this whole drive, were they not?
Malik Benson again was the intended receiver.
He won inside. That's usually an easy throw for a quarterback. Got him on his back. Just a little too far.
So now it's going to come down to Atticus Sappington, the senior out of Portland. He hit from 46 earlier, which was his long of the year. James Ferguson Reynolds to hold. With 7 seconds left, this should be for the ball game from 39 yards away.
Third and
Iowa
final.
takes the timeout.
Timeout, Oregon.
Oregon, beg your pardon, takes the timeout.
Yeah, the play clock was running down. He wanted his team to be comfortable with the kick.
There's the Big Ten standings. We showed you earlier. Indiana, a winner over Penn State. Ohio State wins They're both perfect and number 1 and number 2 in the country in the college football rankings. USC had a big win last night, and whoever survives this one is going to have another huge win under their belt.
Let's see if Kirk Ferrenz takes a timeout now to ice him even more.
Sappington's been out there a long time. Ferguson Reynolds to hold, unless we have another timeout. From 39 yards for the win. Up and good. He got it. With 3 seconds left, it looks like Oregon is going to leave Iowa City with a huge victory.
What a bare-knuckle football game for all but about the last 5 minutes, and then the 2 quarterbacks drove their teams down the field.
And on that last drive, Dante Moore was 5 for 7 for 47 yards, and that sets up his kicker from 39, and he's true again. A 54-yard drive in 10 plays, a minute and 48 seconds. Dante Moore said never had a doubt.
That throw down the sideline, fitting that one in. A bare-knuckle football game for sure until the last 2 drives.
And that look on Kirk Ferrenz's face says it all. Oregon 18, Iowa 16.
Remember when this Oregon team beat Penn State in that whiteout 110,000? They were the toast of football, college football. Everybody said they were the team to beat. Then they had that loss to IU, and they kind of fell out of the favor. This game puts them back into the fight.
It's going to put them at 8-1 and 5-1 in conference play. Unless that guy can do something miraculous, and he's done it before.
They're not going to give the ball to him, are they?
No,
if they do, it'll be a lateral. That's my prediction.
This is a squib kick.
Yes. If he gets it, it'll be off a lateral.
And there's the squib. And the ball is out, and the ball game is over. Dante Moore's final drive was one for the books. And that 124-yard pass, you won't see anything prettier.
A lot of people wondered whether Oregon could win this type of game.
It's the end of the ball game.
Gutsy game for both teams. Came down to the final couple minutes. And Dan Lanning, I'm sure, is a happy guy with Jenny Dell.
Coach, you built this team to be Big Ten tough, to play in these type of conditions. How did that manifest into a victory today?
That looked like an old school Big Ten game today, didn't it? And I tell you what, our resilience, right, next guy up, the guy stepping up, unbelievable team we just competed with. They had no quit. Our team had no quit. It's kind of like who had it last is going to have a chance. We had a chance tonight.
What were you telling them in those final 2 minutes?
Oh, man, just breathe. Just breathe. Let's all soak it. Deep breath. In, out, right. Let's reset and go make the next play. Some unbelievable plays by our guys.
How proud are you of this group?
I can't put it into words, man. I love coaching this group, man. It's not supposed to be easy. Right? This is what football's about. Teaches you adversity. This is what life's like, man. And our guys got to experience that tonight.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Both quarterbacks in the fourth quarter had huge plays. That guy in the final drive with one of the best passes of the day, and Mark Gronowski, who scored the touchdown to give Iowa the lead. And you can see the emotions a little bit different on that side. Dante Moore, the winning quarterbacks, back with Jenny.
Dante, what were you telling yourself in that last series?
I mean, I said I've been through this moment 100 times already. I mean, it starts at practice Monday through Friday. the way Coach Landon pushes us. And we've done 2-minute drills so many times where offense was leading, the defense needed to stop, or the defense was winning where we need to get points. So it all starts at practice, and you practice how you play. So we did a great job.
Your team came in here with some key players down, and there was never a doubt within this organization, within this program. What does that say about the depth of the program, just the confidence and belief you all have?
That just speaks about the Oregon brand. I mean, every year it's dominant players in every position. I mean, we did lose a lot of players, and it kind of happened during the week and things like that. But it's always next man up mentality. Coach Landon always pushes every person. If you're the 1, you're the 2, you're the 3, it doesn't matter on the team. So when moments like this happen, we're ready to go.
Take us through that final drive. You said there was never wavering belief. You knew that it was going to happen. Take us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, the whole game, whether it could have been a lot of things that happened. I wasn't really clicking on passes, and there's a lot of Detroit guys on the defensive side of the ball, and I know they're dogs as well. But I feel like that. I just feel like the 2-minute drive. I mean, I told myself, hey, forget the things that happened in the past. It's next play mentality. So you see he's praying right there. We're big in the faith and big in the Christian life. So thank God for everything.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, one of the stars of the game, obviously, Dante Moore. He's had some big moments this year so far, and maybe none bigger than that last drive to get the victory.
I love sports. I love competing. I miss competing. A game like that, you don't get any more fun. These players answered every call from the first drive of the game to the last drive of the game.
And the updated standings, we'll give them to you one more time as Oregon moves closer to the top to go to 8-1. They won't lose that 9th-ranked ranking, I'm pretty sure, with this win over number 20, Iowa, here today on the road. Now it's time for Plays of the Game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs. We could have had a lot of different ones, but if you see a better throw and catch than this, let me know about it. Maybe the one at Indiana and Penn State today. And then Atticus Sappington, 39-yard field goal. He hit some big ones all year, and that's one of his biggest. And that's going to give the Ducks the 2-point win. Well, it's going to be a nice plane ride back to Eugene. These guys have covered about 14,000 miles flying, and now they're going back home.
Well, the trips might be easier, but the games in front of them are not easy. USC and Washington still in front of them.
They got some big ones yet to come, but a big one here on the road at a tough place at Kinnick in tough conditions. For Gary, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from Iowa City. 18-16, Oregon a winner.